Okay, so since want to show you part of my life, you're gonna get to know me anyway. So I might as well just say fuck it. Let me put this a part of my life on here. Okay, what I'm about to do is wax my face. Okay, and let me tell you how I even got here this far. When I was 15 years old, I was very promiscuous, okay? And those who don't know what that is, I was a hot ass. I had got pregnant, didn't know I was pregnant, so I had a miscarriage. You know, I told my mother about it, and she was in shock because she didn't even know that I was having sex. So she put me on birth control. You know, we couldn't do the pills because I don't have the regimen in me to do pills every day. I still don't eat to this day. On the same time, same time frame every day. So what happened was we got a double shot. And with my insurance, we got the generic version of the double shot. Okay. What happened was one of the side effects is either you're gonna lose hair or you're gonna grow hair. You're gonna gain weight, you're gonna lose weight. You know, it depends on your body, the hormones. So what it did for me, it gave me extra testosterone, androgens, male hormones, and I also gained a whole lot of weight. With a whole lot of weight, I grew ass too. You know, small stomach, big ass. So, long story short, I didn't realize that was what was happening until like maybe the second time. Because the first time I only had like one hair. Then I ain't think nothing of it. I'm like, oh, it's just one hair. Okay, pluck it. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. The second time I got it, I was 16 years old. Which you're supposed to get it every 3 months, but I got it when I was 16 years old. Okay, when I got it at 16, that's when I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was getting all these different moods and side effects. I lost all this hair, but I'm gaining hair here, and then I'm gaining more weight. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with me? I'm like, I'm turning into a boy. Back then, I was dumb as shit. Like, I was really, like, dumb. Dropped out of high school, dropped out of college, all that stuff. Young mother, all that. Not to single anybody out, but that was me. So now I know that after doing research, I have extra testosterone. Now, over the years, what happened was I have scarring now. I did a lot of shaving. Now, shaving with shavers that wasn't clean, shavers that needed to be changed, using clippers that wasn't mine, plucking. I even did electrolysis, which electrolysis is they use a fine needle and they put in a follicle in your hair, the hair bulb, and they zap electricity. That shit is expensive. Over time, it's expensive. You put it together, but it's painful. It's really painful. I don't recommend that shit on nobody. I mean, unless you just feel like your hair is real thin and you just need a couple of sessions, go for it. That's it. I did the Nair. I did lotions. I did oils. You name it. The only thing I haven't done, okay, was the what you call laser surgery, which is above the surface. I don't feel comfortable with doing it, spending my money on shit that I know it's not gonna work for me because of hormone imbalance with me. I probably would have to take another birth control pill or something to regulate my hormones. I don't know how it works, but I'm not about to go that route to do so. So I've been trying different methods. Even eating certain things help with it, like eating a lot of potassium and stuff like that. It helps with slowing down the hair growth, but it doesn't get rid of it. I need something that gets rid of it. Now, I've been watching it on TikTok. There is a girl up there who does a lot of waxing. Now, this is my second wax kit. Okay, because the first wax kit got damaged by my kids. Okay, so I bought me another one. If you guys don't know what this is, the wax kit that you use for your eyebrows, they use this for everything. So be careful of when you go to the wax place. Make sure you ask them, oh, you use this only for eyebrows, right? Because what happens is they when they wax the hair and stuff, like the eyebrows and beards and kuka, that hair, some of the hairs goes back inside the machine. So when it goes on your face, you never know if you get somebody else's hair on yours by accident or whatever. You don't know. just be careful. So if you want to get your own kit, go ahead. But be mindful that this shit get real fucking hot. Real fucking hot. Okay, so again, the first one got damaged by my kids. So I had to get me in the second one. But I seen on hers like how often like they was doing the wax. It was like every week. Now with me, my hair grow only because like right before my period, you can feel like little tingles growing. You can feel the hair just like it get a little itchy and stuff. And when I'm bothered, like stressed out, especially when I'm stressed out, the hair start growing too. So during my period, that's when it start growing. Like I can cut it one day and then the next day it's maybe a centimeter or something like that. It's poking out my face. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so I got used to it over the years. So I'm like, okay, I see what I gotta do. I just don't go outside for a week. And okay, but either I nair it if like before work or whatever, I nair it and then, like use clippers the week after my period because that's when it started slowing down. When you got your menstrual, your hormones rage a lot. So, of course hair gonna grow. But anyway, I wish it grow on the top of my head. Anyway, so with that being said, now I got a new kit. And I see that this girl was doing waxes on the same person. She does a lot of wax, but this wax that she was doing is the same kit, okay? Practically the same kit with the same beads. In case y'all never seen it before, you get beads that you pour in there, wax beads actually, and then what happens is it melts. It's like a little heater. It melts the beads, and it turns into the wax. Yes. And I'm going to turn this down because I got that all the way up. I don't want to burn my motherfucking skin. So let me cool it down. Okay, while I talk to you. And I seen that as she was doing the wax, because I never paid attention to it. I never really I just got my first kit just to get it, just to, just get the hair because it was just so many just to pluck, so many just to shave. I'm like, and then I noticed that I was getting bumps everywhere. I'm like, oh God, what can I do? Somebody suggested that I just wax, after I did the electrolysis or whatever because it was too expensive. You're like, just wax, go ahead and wax. I mean, you might get ingrown hairs or whatever the case may be, but you can just, if you're not scared to touch a tweezer, you can take those off yourself because it's best you do that because if you don't, you're going to get a huge bump and you're going to hate yourself for not plucking that shit. It's going to hurt like a motherfucker. I had a bunch of them. I should know, okay? So when back to what I was saying, when she did the wax on this one person, it seemed like every week, it was like she was doing it every week and then it turned into every 2 weeks and every month. And the hair just started thinning out the more and more and more, the more she pulled because every time she pulled it, it was a bulb. If those who don't know what that is, a hair follicle, there is a bulb on the end of the root of it. Okay, that's where like all the hormones and nutrients and all of that stuff to keep it growing or whatever the fuck the shit that like planting seeds and shit and it turns into vegetables or whatever and you got the little bulb at the bottom. That's the same shit. That's all the nutrients and all that shit. That's where all the hair grows. So the bulb was on the wax sheet. I don't have a wax sheet, but I'm gonna use my wax and I'm gonna show you. And the bulb is literally on the hairs. So what that means is when it's time to grow back or she's stressed out or whatever hormonal imbalance happens, that bulb area is not going to grow as thick as it was before. It's going to thin out. And every time she keep pulling it, it's going to keep thinning to the point it's just no more hair going to grow there. So that's what I'm trying to do because I'm so tired. I'm tired of the fucking hair. And first of all, it's embarrassing. At first, I used to be crying and shit. I used to be really sad about it. But now I just don't give a fuck. Like, you take me as I am, body and all, hair and all. Like, not that I had anybody, like, pick on me. I mean, my kid's father, besides him, he used to joke about it. But other than that, I ain't had nobody like other than that, because I let them know ahead of time. Like, this is what you're going to get out of me. Like, it might be sometimes like I look like a fucking werewolf. Might be times that you might just see a hair or two, or you might see razor bumps or whatever. Like, either way it goes, that's the part of my life. Are you willing to accept that? And they be accepting it. Only problem I have is that I always have to kick these motherfuckers out. Because it doesn't last long. Not because it is, but just because he likes to cheat. That's a whole other story. So what I'm about to do is I'm letting this cool off. I just washed my face, with a little alcohol, make sure it was nice and clean areas so it's nice and dry too, so that way it gets it really good. And then I'm about to get up on here and show you guys how painful, but it's sensible. I ain't waxed in a while. It's been like fucking 6 months since I waxed. And I've been using Nair and different products for my face. So I'm like, I know it's going to hurt like as if it was the beginning of the time. But after a while, you get used to it. You get used to putting it on your face and then, taking it off. So bear with me. Okay, so here is the wax bead. Okay, it's nice and cool. Well, it's still hot, but it's not as hot as fuck. Okay, and then I'm gonna put it here. Okay, then I'm gonna let it cool off. So I don't want to waste too much time. Okay, so you have to let it cool off and get hard for about 30 to 45 seconds, more like a minute. Okay, so it's no longer soft and it's nice and hard. So when you pull it, it actually pulls the hair. Because if you pull it while it's soft, it's be pointless. It ain't gonna pull nothing. So it's pretty decent. Now, what I was supposed to do, I was supposed to put in the direction of the hair that is growing, but my hair is wild, so it's whatever. Okay. Ugh, I can feel it already. Alright, and then you want to grip it just enough. Now I gotta do this all day. Well, not all day. For all this hair, it's gonna take me about an hour because I gotta keep letting it dry. But oh, okay, you can see it. You see it? I wish the focus hurry up and get together. Okay, so there's a few bulbs on here. It's a few bulbs. If you can see it, I don't know if you can see it. My focus is like, it's iffy. But you can see the hairs pretty much. Okay. And there is a few bulbs on there. Yes, this is something I gotta deal with for the rest of my life until they find a cure for hirsutism. Okay. Whenever they do, I'll be glad when they do. But you see the spot is nice and clean. Mm-hmm. Yep, nice and clean and smooth. So I'm gonna do that for the rest of my hair, and then yeah, I'm going by my damn day. Something I have to deal with. You can see my hair. This is ugh. That's what makes me self-conscious sometimes. But then I see other beautiful women who have the same situation. It used to be that let me just go into this real quick before I cut this off. Back in I would say from 2000, the end of 2013 all the way to 2000, middle of 2016, 3 years, I say, right? Like, I've been going through a lot of shit, especially with self-consciousness, like self-esteem, all kinds of shit, like very, very low. Like, I was real heavy. My heaviest was 348 on a scale that I know of. Okay. I don't know if I was higher than that. I probably was 400 at one time. I don't know. I just know I was big and couldn't breathe. Okay. When I went to the doctor, they kept warning me that I was going to be a diabetic. I was on the borderline. I just kept ignoring them, kept drinking beer, kept eating pizza, kept stressing, kept doing all drinking every fucking night, doing 2 jobs, constantly working, eating overnight. I was doing all kinds of shit. So I didn't really give a fuck about looking pretty or anything like that. It used to be hella guys that used to be into BBWs, and at the time I didn't even know what a BBW really meant at that time. But they used to tell me all the time, "Girl, you beautiful as hell. Like I'll take care of you and this and that." And mind you, I was with my kid's father, and we was in a rocky situation, but I never looked at them any kind of way. Like I never looked at them like, yeah, okay, like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna dip off my kid's father and I'm gonna fuck with you type shit. No, I never looked at him like that. So I just had this low self esteem. Every time that somebody say, "Oh, you're beautiful, you do this," I do my hair and stuff like that just to feel good, a little oomph and stuff, and I still feel low, in suicidal mode too at the same time. I'm gonna tear up, but suicidal mode and everything. But all because I was big and I had this hair on my face. You understand? I felt unwanted. I felt, not so beautiful. I felt because I was just big and fuck. I was somebody else. Like, I didn't know who the fuck I was. I couldn't be a mother, a lover, none of that shit. You feel me? I couldn't be none of it. So I just was on some, fuck the world kind of shit. And fuck myself. Like, I lost myself a few times, because I lost myself a few times because I wouldn't accept none of my flaws. I wouldn't accept my weight, my nothing. I wouldn't accept it. I was like, God, why do I look like this? Like, why do I keep gaining weight? Why is the hair steady growing instead of going away? Why is it more? Why is it, like, I was going through so much. And it was just affecting me. My love life, my sex life, definitely my sex life, definitely me being a better parent, because I was always down, I was always emotional, I was always negative, I was isolate myself, keep myself in my room. I promise you. I promise you, I kept myself in my room all the time. If I didn't have to work, I kept myself in my room. We had company. It be sometimes when I want to interact with people, I have to be drunk as hell in order for me to have fun, and then the pills came a problem. And I'm not talking about ecstasy or anything like that. I'm talking about Tylenol PMs and shit just to make me feel numb and shit. Like, just cut myself, all that shit. I had some lows. I did. I had some lows. But God got me out of that. And God got me out of that. If it wasn't for my friend at the time introducing me to her church, I probably would have been still in the same area, same neighborhood, same everything. But God turned everything around for me. I have a whole story to tell. It's in a book, but I ain't never finished it. And it's just time to finish it. Like, I had some inspirational moments. Like, I have real testimonies. Like, it's real. My life is fucking real. I laugh at a lot of things and I'm joking and I'm always like, whatever, I'm not a saint, so I'm gonna definitely cuss your ass the fuck out quick. But, I have learned to accept this. And I have learned to accept how big I am. I have learned to accept that everybody's not for you. I have accepted that this little fuzzy little ball. I have accepted that it's okay to fail. I have accepted that as long as you get back up. I have accepted that, and I'm good on it. I'm so good. I'm so much better, I would say. I'm so much better. Like, God has blessed me abundantly. I ain't got no worries. I mean, besides my bills and me not having a husband, but see, I'm joking again. But seriously, I have no worries. I'm good because God got me out of that funk. Okay, He got rid of the people that was around me that was no good for me. He got rid of my kid's father, even though I went back and realized it was a test and there was vulnerability, and then it was like, okay, never again. He got me out of a lot of situations, yo. And definitely out of that spirit where I'm no good for nobody. He taught me how to love myself. Okay, you see the smile coming in? He taught me how to love myself and accept all my fucking flaws. And if I don't accept it, I ain't ready. I ain't ready to be loved. Okay? I accept it, so therefore you have to accept it. If you're not going to help me with it, I don't need you around complaining. You know, I don't need you around complaining about it. My God is awesome. If I could sit here and praise Him all day, I would. I would pray and sit here and on this video and just talk about Him all. I'm telling you, He's my husband for real. Okay, I just need a secondary in human body form. And God, I know you have me repenting. Okay, and I don't want to be like mad about it, but if this is the way that I can get my husband, okay, I'm gonna go for it. Yep, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it because I really want to get married. So, all right, now that I'm done with being emotional, and this is part of my life. I figure I might as well just show you what my life is like. Okay, outside of my shake out of jar, outside of me praising God, and outside of the things that I'll be posting about. This is a part of my life. Okay, this is one of my biggest flaws. You know, my weight is not so much because I'm working on that, but this is my biggest flaws that I always have a problem with, and I get a little self-conscious sometimes with when my eggs start growing and I haven't done nothing with it. I go to the world and I'm like, you know, and people just sitting and staring. I'll be ready to, what? I'll be ready to cuss. But God is changing me 100%. Alright, so I'm going to let you guys go on about your day so I wax the rest of my day on face. Okay? Talk to y'all another time.